To put all of this into perspective and what is a fast-developing story, I'm now joined by TRT World's Editor-at-Large, Ahmed Alburai. Thank you so much for coming in again. So this is yet the most serious split. Why this sudden move to isolate Qatar?
It's not sudden. Already in 2014, this happened before. The Bahraini ambassador was withdrawn from the Qatar. The relations between Qatar and Saudi Arabia deteriorated to the minimum extent. And now this is happening again simply because after Trump's visit, the GCC agreed on terror and agreed on the fight on terror, and Qatar should read from the same page of the coalition, and they should not continue supporting the non-state groups in Syria. They should not.
But this is the most serious so far, isn't it? I mean, 5 nations cutting ties.
Of course, it's not only now we have Libya, we have Yemen, they're all of them. But if you just look at all of them together, they're led by the United Arab Emirates. The United Arab Emirates recently have leaks between Qatar, you know, the leaks scandal between Qatar and the United Arab Emirates. A couple of days ago, the Qatar National News Agency was hacked, and there were leaks attributed to the Emir of Qatar, but the Qataris, they falsified all of them, and they said that they're not true. And later, yesterday and the day before yesterday, we have leaks of the ambassador in the United Arab Emirates speaking about relations with the United States, the relations to the coup in Egypt, and the relations to the coup in Turkey even, and how they're trying to contain the Qatari role and try to take Qatar back from supporting the Muslim Brotherhood, Hamas
so this dates
in Gaza.
back to 2013 then, to Egypt ousting Mohamed Morsi.
Of course, it started from that even earlier when Qatar decided not to align with the Gulf states. Qatar clearly supported the Arab Spring. They supported the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt. They supported Morsi, and they sent him lots of funds, unlike Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, who sent a huge amount of money and fund to Sisi to support the economy after the coup. That is the main problem between the both parties. But the irony, though, is this. What's happening now, they're cutting the ties with Qatar, but they didn't cut the tie with Iran. The whole coalition is built on the fight against Daesh from one hand, and on the other hand, they're trying to deter and stop the hegemony of Iran in the region. They didn't cut the relations with Iran, but now they're cutting the relations with Qatar. That's the provoking paradox that we need to wait and see how this is going to unfold.
And also the Saudi-led Arab coalition fighting Yemen's Houthi rebels have now expelled Qatar from its alliance. What will it mean for Yemen, also for Palestine?
For Yemen mainly, this is another problem, because the Yemen is they do not have, I mean, the rebels on the ground. Recently, there have been complaints about the coalition and the United Arab Emirates practices and actions on the ground. The only power that used to have the complete trust from the Yemeni rebels on the ground was the Qataris, and the Qataris used their airplanes to attack the Houthis, and they were very influential in deterring and stopping the counter-revolution of Ali Abdullah Saleh, the ex-president, and the Houthis in Yemen. Now, when the Qataris withdraw, this is going to have really serious repercussions on the progress on the ground if things are going to happen. And this may be surprisingly change the whole axis. Qatar may be turning back and try to amend relations and strengthen even relations with Iran and Turkey.
So in that context, what about Syria?
Syria, the main problem for Qatar, both Qatar and the Saudis, the Emirates, they all agree that we need to fight Daesh. But the problem is with the other non-state groups, like Jabhat al-Nusra, like the other coalition, Jaish Fath al-Sham, and other rebel groups on the ground. Qatar is supporting this, and they believe the same as the Saudis, the same as the Emirates, that Assad must go. But the problem is this again. again, it's the Muslim Brotherhood, as far as the Qatar is supporting the rebels who are very close to the Muslim Brotherhood in Syria. As far as they're supporting Hamas in Palestine, they're going to have real problems in the coalition, and that's why it's very serious this time.